Welcome to Locally Hosted. I'm Alex, and today we're diving into something wild from Microsoft Build 2026.
Hey everyone, I'm Sam. We're talking about MDASH, a new security framework that's shaking up how we think about AI safety.
Wait, MDASH? Is that a new programming language? Because that sounds like a weapon, not a tool.
Haha, no! It's a security framework designed specifically for agents and models, not a language you code in.
Okay, so this isn't about writing better code, but protecting the AI systems that write it for us?
Exactly. Microsoft wants to secure the entire pipeline, from the initial code generation all the way to deployment.
That makes sense. If the AI is the new developer, we need a security guard for its output, not just its input.
Right. It's about creating a safety net for the whole lifecycle, ensuring the AI doesn't accidentally break things.
But why is this such a big deal right now? Are AI agents really becoming that much of a liability?
Absolutely. Agents are writing more code than ever, and if the underlying model is compromised, the code is too.
So you're saying an agent could accidentally inject a vulnerability just by being confused or tricked?
Yes, if the prompt or model is compromised, the generated code inherits that risk, potentially opening security holes.
That's terrifying. So MDASH acts like a digital seatbelt for the code generation process itself?
Exactly. It provides standardized ways to detect and mitigate those risks before they ever hit production.
What specific capabilities does it offer? Does it just scan for obvious errors or something deeper?
It includes deep scanning for vulnerabilities in generated code snippets, catching issues humans might miss.
Does it work with existing tools, or do we have to rip out our current CI/CD pipelines and start over?
It integrates seamlessly with current pipelines, so it's additive. You don't need to rewrite your entire workflow.
That's a relief. Developers hate rewriting everything. So it's like layering a new security blanket over your code?
Exactly. It's about layering security on top of existing workflows without slowing down the development process.
How does it handle the black box's nature of LLMs? We can't just inspect the model's internal thoughts.
It focuses on the output validation and input sanitization steps, treating the AI like a suspicious vendor.
So it's like a firewall for the AI's decision-making process, filtering out malicious or flawed logic?
More like a quality control inspector for the code it produces, ensuring every line meets safety standards.
Is this only for massive enterprises, or can indie developers use it without going broke?
Microsoft is making components available to the broader community, so yes, indie devs can get in on this.
That's huge. Security shouldn't be gated behind big budgets. It's like giving everyone a security shield.
Agreed. The article mentions open source contributions soon, which will help build trust and community adoption.
Are there any benchmarks showing it actually works, or is this just marketing hype from Redmond?
They claim reduced vulnerability exposure in test environments, which is a solid starting point for evaluation.
Reduced, not eliminated? That's realistic at least. I'd be worried if they claimed it was perfect.
Yes, nothing is perfect, but it raises the baseline significantly, making attacks much harder to execute.
What about the cost of running these security checks? Will it slow down our build times to a crawl?
It adds some latency, but Microsoft optimized it for speed, aiming for near real-time feedback for developers.
Speed is key. Nobody wants to wait 10 seconds for a security check when they're in the flow.
The goal is to keep developers in their zone while still catching potential issues before they become problems.
Does it cover both training and inference phases, or is it focused on just one part of the AI lifecycle?
The article focuses on the development lifecycle, so it's mostly about the inference and code generation steps.
So it's about the code the AI helps you write, not the model weights themselves. That's a crucial distinction.
Correct. It's about the artifacts, not the weights. You can audit code, but you can't always audit a brain.
That makes sense. Models are hard to secure, but code is verifiable. We can check the output for flaws.
Exactly. You can audit code, you can't always audit a brain. So focusing on the output is the smart move.
What's the biggest risk this addresses for companies? Is it just about bad code or something more sinister?
Supply chain attacks via compromised AI-generated dependencies. Imagine a bot injecting malware into your repo.
Oh, that's scary. It's like a Trojan horse, but the horse is generated by an AI trying to help you.
Precisely. MDASH aims to detect those anomalies automatically, flagging anything that looks like a trap.
How does it distinguish between a clever bug and a hack? That seems like a needle in a haystack.
It uses pattern matching against known attack vectors, looking for signatures of malicious intent in the code.
So it's like a virus scanner for AI output? Scanning the generated code for known bad patterns?
A bit like that, but more contextual for code structures, understanding the logic behind the generated snippets.
Does it support multiple programming languages, or is it limited to Microsoft's preferred stack?
It currently supports the most popular enterprise languages, ensuring broad compatibility for most teams.
Python and JavaScript, I assume? Those are the bread and butter of most modern web development.
Yes, plus C and Java. Given Microsoft's ecosystem, they're playing the odds with the most common stacks.
What about Rust or Go? Are they on the roadmap, or are those languages left out in the cold?
The article doesn't specify, but expansion is implied. They'll likely add support as the community demands it.
Fair enough. What's the release timeline? Can I start testing this today, or do I need to wait?
Initial previews are available now, with GA later this year, so you can try it before it's fully polished.
So you can try it before it's fully polished. That's risky, but also exciting for early adopters.
Yes, for early adopters willing to provide feedback, your input could shape the final product significantly.
Is there a free tier for individual developers? I'm not about to pay enterprise prices for a preview.
Microsoft typically offers a free tier for core security features, lowering the barrier to entry for everyone.
That's good to hear. It lowers the barrier to entry. Security shouldn't be a luxury for the wealthy.
Exactly. Adoption drives security, not isolation. They want everyone using it to make the ecosystem safer.
What's the one thing I should remember from this? It's a lot of info to take in all at once.
AI security is no longer optional. It's part of the build. You can't ignore it anymore, ever.
So MDASH is the tool to make that happen. It's a significant step towards standardized AI safety.
It's a significant step towards standardized AI safety. We're moving from ad hoc checks to structured security.
I'll be watching for the full release. I want to see how it holds up under real-world pressure.
Same. The implications for dev workflows are huge. It could change how we think about AI-assisted coding.
All right, that's all we got this week. Subscribe to Locally Hosted for more deep dives into tech trends.
Original source is linked in the description. Check it out to see the technical details for yourself.
Stay secure, stay local.
See you next time.